Hey there, wonderful people. I'm glad you was able to join me. This is the Art of Sound live show. So that means you guys can ask me questions live on air and I may have an answer for you. So today's topic is music score. We're just working on something for motion pictures and working with Studio 13 here, and I have my machine right here because I know that I'm going to use it. So it's a good thing that I'm able to use my machine using those third party things that I like to go to or whatever. Um, Most likely it'll be for drums when I'm doing stuff like this, but when I'm doing motion picture stuff, I usually like to stick with a solid DAW. So for a very long time it was Logic Pro. So now we're in studio, we in Studio 3 here. So periodically I'll show you my screen, throughout, and then answer questions if I see any. But this is what I came up with so far. And I kind of want to build from here. And I heard something that I didn't like immediately. Okay. It was just the sustain on bar 5. So we're going to extend that out. I have a sustain pedal here, but sometimes the sustain don't always catch in MIDI. That is, you know, or it's just the fact that I'm not a very good piano player and I don't know how to catch it all the time. So, but I'm good with editing. All right, you don't need no special skill with editing. So I went in and extend that note out or whatever, and I kind of want to just build from there. So I guess I can show you my screen now. So uh, Herman Union, hear you loud and clear. Thank you. I appreciate that because that was going to be my next my next question. Appreciate that. All right. I love my views. They always got my back. Y'all always got me. I appreciate that. Because last week we had an issue. All right. So show you my screen now. And so you guys can see what's going on. All right. So basically here I have I'm using the New York Grand here for my piano, and I'm just going to build from there. And then I have my viola solo, the string here. I was going to use that for something else I started doing, but I'm not sure if I'm going to still use it. But the good thing about this is I'm going to use the same instrument, but have several instances of it in my range window where I can just build from. Well, we're going to change our strings to ensemble. Kind of want to put that right there. Let's change that last note. Let's add a note to that. All right, let's see. So this is when this start over again. We're gonna take this, erase that, and I'm gonna grab this here, duplicate that. And actually, we're gonna turn it down some. We'll get rid of that last the D, the high D, D5. That's what I wanted to do. Let's go to this section here. All right. And what I usually like to do is bounce everything in waves. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you're working in orchestra stuff and movie sound stuff, there is a lot of things going on to make the sound thicker. So to avoid several instances of these instruments, I will I will bounce them down. So this is my piano here. So now it's a wave file, as you can see. It's a wave and the strings here. Um, I'm gonna keep my strings like that. You know, sometimes when you're not sure about what you're doing, you just leave it in a MIDI format. But I'm sure about the piano. I'm kind of vapping off the piano. I like what I did for the piano. So we're gonna leave the piano there and we just bounce that out. And this is actually muted, the first piano, but I'm gonna actually keep that there. It's muted, and right now we're not touching any CPU, so we're gonna keep going. The next thing I hear is a staccato strings. I could go for some action strings, which is pretty good, but uh, I don't even know what just happened. Hit the wrong button and arrange and stuff. All right, let's go for staccato strings, and those are usually inside of contact. I like contact strings. Contact strings are awesome. So we're gonna bring up another instance of strings, but this time we're gonna change the articulation. Um, let's go to this one. Now this is a wave. Something I was doing earlier. All right, so I'm gonna duplicate this here because all I did was just made another channel, but as you can see, it nothing is going on right here. This is another channel, but the trick is to change it to channel 3. So now, okay, let's see. I think 13 is where oh, the timing is 6/4, and the tempo right now is 185. And I hope that locks. Okay, I hope that. All right, so I could do several things here. I could take all of these here and delete it. You know, sometimes the MIDI don't catch, and I was not very clean. I was like above and or before after the grid. I didn't quite get it close. So it what it did was it just pretty much made its own idea as to where it's supposed to go. So this is what I'm doing. Since I'm doing the same thing, sometimes this happens. So I'm just gonna do that. All right. So that's, and I think I'm solid with that. I like that. So we can go ahead and bounce that. And I actually should rename that. Um, Telling you, it's very essential that you label your stuff because once it fill up, so we're gonna unmute this because that's what it does when you bounce. So what I'm gonna do here is I can even move it up an octave. I think that's what I'm gonna do, and then go to another string to give me another sound. So come here. Oh, I forgot how to go octave up. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna save that for the next round on bar 17. So let me. Hmm. I actually want that to be a part of this here. So we're gonna take this and duplicate this. Because what I did was technically I only added a third octave. All right. So because I'm adding this next to this because I want this to be the next thing that hits. So let's bounce that. No, let's change the name to this first. If these dogs can read your mind as to what they're supposed to be, workflow will be much faster. But I gotta do what I gotta do till that time because I hate it when I have to come back to something and get lost because I didn't label my stuff properly. So and I didn't care for how that came in. That was rather sloppy or not clean. And there's like something in the beginning right here, and we're gonna that's not cool at all. See what happens if I crossfade it. So that's the thing when you doing stuff like this. I should have grabbed the end tail. I should have did like that, right? And bounced it out. That way it would be more smoother. But anyway, it's not going to really matter that much because once I bring in all the other instruments in, you won't tell because that part will get done over again in another instrument. So right here, we're just going to duplicate that here. You know what? I have a trick I just thought about to avoid that clip sound right there. Da, da, da. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna grab this and put that right there. Put it right there, I think. Nah, I will have to put it. I have to put it right here, and I'm gonna bring it back some like that. Yeah, sounds much better. I hope you guys see what I was what I was doing, what I was trying to achieve. Not quite there yet, but just gotta we're gonna do it from here. Like something like that, and we're gonna build a crossfade on all of those. Nope, I don't want the cross. You know what? Let's see if I cut it, I won't be able to see under there. I know what I could do. There's another function where you can bring this to the front. I just thought about that. I apologize, guys, if I am confusing you guys. Center front. Okay, so what I did was brought that region to the front so I can trim this, and I'm gonna get rid of that fade right there, and that's all I was trying to do. Let's see what that sounds like. All right, there was a slight glitch sound. You probably didn't hear, but I heard it. So we're gonna fix that because that's gonna bother me. Center front. We're gonna get rid of this here, and I will rather use my crossfade. That's a little better. I think that crossfade is too. See, I don't want to tamper with the tank of it. All right. This is like okay, that's better. All right. So it's just best to do it right the first time. I didn't, I didn't messed up. Uh, okay, hit the wrong key. All right, it's best to do it right the first time. That way you ain't got to do all of this extra stuff. Uh, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that together. And what it did was it really didn't merge it together. It merged it together, but I could still edit under here once I click on it. But for moving around, like say if I want to move this around somewhere, it everything will come with it with no problem. Wrong key. Let's check for some questions. I know you guys have some, and I was correct. All right. I got a question from Herman. He says, can hear your voice, but can't hear the music. Can't hear the music. Um, you should be able to hear the music. Still can't hear the music. The voice is coming through fine. Hmm. That's interesting. Okay. You guys should hear the music. Okay. You guys should hear the music. I'm getting pretty good signals over here. So all right. Well, I appreciate that. You looking out for me. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I turned the music up a little bit. You guys should hear it. All right. So let's go and okay. So we was originally creating something here. Okay. I'm just trying to think of how I want to do this. So here, I'm gonna change the instrument. Let's see. Nope, don't want harps. All right. So, like we was doing before, I'm gonna take the top octave, and I'm gonna mute that because we didn't introduce that at first. And what I'm going to do instead of this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually take this and take both sections while I'm still in MIDI mode and unmute the top octave for bar 17 because bar 17 is where I introduced the top octaves. I'm gonna do it like that instead of doing what I was doing before. So I want to do that right there, and then we gradually build. And these are actually violas. Let's bounce that. Put that underneath here. Okay. And I usually follow a chart I should know about now how many times I did this, but I usually follow the orchestra chart. You pay attention to where the instruments are sitting. If you ever been to an orchestra event, this is you'll notice where they sit the different instruments. So let's go back to my screen so I can show you guys that right quick. Okay, Mr. Herman said it is good now. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, going to show you my screen now. All right. So usually the violins kind of sit off to the left, and then violin two, still kind of to the left, but not far to the left. And then you got your violas sitting like, I would say, like 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then your cellos is taking the 2 and the 3 o'clock spectrum here. And then you got your double bass back here. And your double bass that's back here, that means you need more reverb to make it sound a little further away. And then you got your bassoons back here and your clarinets back there. And then further in the red section, you got your French horns, your trumpets, and trombones and tubas. So those need a little bit, just a little bit more reverbs to make them sound even further away. And you got your counter basses here. And then all of your percussion and things like that goes way in the back. All right. This brings back memories. I used to be a part of a concert band in high school, and this is how we were set up. So if I'm doing piano, my piano should be panned like, all the way to the left somewhere. But for what we doing, I don't want it to be all the way left like that. I'll probably do, I don't know, I'll do something. But for motion picture, the taking on those those the way you pan and reverb and whatever you need to do to make it sound like a real orchestra. You follow that, but sometimes you have to do something different to make the mix come out a little bit more. So I try to follow that. So I got my um okay, I got my violas right here. I'm just over here thinking. That's why I pause for a second. My violins, okay, cellos right there. And I usually have this chart side by side when I'm working. All right, so you got your violas kind of pan to the right a little bit. Okay, I had the wrong one pan. This is my string here. This is my viola right here. Now on this string here, you may not hear the difference in what I'm doing here, panning left and right, because I'm not sure if this string would allow me the way I have everything set up. So everything is probably just coming out stereo or mono to stereo, and I'm not sure if you guys can hear the difference. But just follow along. All right, so we're gonna unmute this. We're gonna make it stronger. Go make it stronger. Gonna bring in I would say cellos. Yeah, let's bring in the cellos. Cello ensemble. Make that staccato right there. So I'm gonna bounce that so I can do what everybody else doing, but then I'm gonna bounce it again, and we're gonna bring it an octave lower. Everything an octave lower, so we can get that true cello. So we're gonna name this. And like I say, this is really tedious, but you're gonna appreciate it later on. And I like to label my stuff by articulation because I have stuff doing. I have my strings doing sustain, and if I'm doing tremolos or piscato or forte piano, it just depends. That actually helps instead of stuff. I could use key switches. You can use key switches in contact where you could switch these articulations. Your key switches are in your lower register on your piano, on your MIDI board, and you can switch between articulations. That would be more so for people who can really play. But for me, we're gonna keep things simple. So cello's punching. Oh, I've already did this. Never mind. I already got it. Okay, let's go. Okay, when it goes too low, actually, what was that? Okay, let's see here. You know what? I was adjusting the wrong. Okay, we want to do this over. Forgot I had two instances. I'm listening. I'm like, man, don't cellos sound pretty light. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I like that. So actually, we're gonna get rid of this here because that's not cellos. These are. as far as octaves. So let's bounce that. Let's bring that out here. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna focus on stacking everything, making everything totally thick like I would normally do it, but that's because I want to go ahead and bring in some drums while we still live within this hour here. So the drums I use is also in complete or in contact, and it's usually between evolve and damaged drums. They have the real big stuff. I was in here before. Let's see what this is, and then I'll come out and see what else is going on. So let's go to the drawing board. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself so far. So as you can see, I need to all right. This needs to be channel 4. There are loops and things inside of damaged. They also have drums, single drums. I think I'm in the loop section, single loops, which is good. You know, sometimes if you don't know how to articulate the different sounds, the loops will actually help you, you know. It's not what I'm looking for. All right, I'm gonna actually come out of here and go to percussion kits. Let's see, percussion ethnic woods. Wait. Okay. Wow. I'm tripping over here. I should have known this is going to create mini drums. Check this out. All right, we're going to X out of that. We're gonna go to another drums. Sometimes I'll do my drums in here or I'll do it in here. I think I'm gonna go and move to my machine here. So I'm gonna create another instance of instrument, and we're gonna use the machine instead and see what we can find. Because I want to start creating some things around. And the good thing about this is I go between both. You know, I have no set thing that I follow. I just pretty much go between them both. And the cool thing about using machine is I can also bounce down that sound and drag and drop it inside my session here. I can do that as well. But most of the times I just leave them in here and just kind of mix them on the fly. It's like everything I'm doing inside of here, there's only one instance. And because it's machine, I can have several. I guess that will probably take some CPU. It just really depends on what my CPU is doing. If I feel like it's spiking and going crazy, places, yeah, and I'll make adjustments here and there. So we're gonna. I'm sorry you guys can't really see my machine like exactly where I am, but just making sure I ain't pulling on my cords. I don't wanna. Okay, so inside the machine, I'm going to go to the browse instruments, and I'm just going to browse down or hit my cursor down. I found my damaged drums again, and the first thing I found was the boom. I use the boom a lot, but I don't want to use the boom right now. I want to do something else. So give me some percussion, and let's see what we got here. And you have to actually put it in keyboard mode in order for it to work, because there are in damage, the drums in damage, they usually sit in the lower register of your keyboard, like C3, no, C2. Yeah, like C2. All right. So I'm gonna go here and I was gonna tell you I was gonna control the all right, we're gonna change it. It's not giving me what I want to do. So pretty cool sound. There's just so much in here. It's a lot to choose from. So and it's like they all sound good, but you want to stay within. All right, so I'm gonna start building a perspective here, and I think I want to do some stuff like that, have some different effects going on, like before I get to the actual the actual da, 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 where we need to bring in everything. So first of all, I gotta make my patterns match. So I make it go to 13. So the first pattern, 13, and then at 13 it's a different pattern or a different scene. So we're gonna adjust it here. My bars here, give me 13 bars. No, is it 13 or is it 12? I think it's 12. 12 bars. No, 13. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. I like that one. And for this purpose, I'm gonna turn my grid off because I don't want anything locked to a grid. Kind of want everything to come in organic, just whenever. So this is a good thing about machine turning the grid because you can lock it to the grid or you can turn it off. So I'm gonna turn my record on and we're gonna activate everything right here. Let's make sure. Yeah, I like that. I don't know if you guys can hear that because it's so low. Yeah, let's put that right. That probably should have been locked to the grid. Let's see what's on. Yeah, go lock that to the grid. Actually, let's just. I'm gonna find it over here. See where is that? This is the very last one right there. So we're gonna turn the grid on. 116. Lock it. Back. And of course, we gotta keep there. There we go. We gotta keep going, adding on top of that to make it thick and special. Come out of grid mode, add another drum. Let's see, what do we have here? Exploding cars. As you can see, I'm having so much fun. I used that before. That's actually a car door slam, but it works for a snare for what I'm trying to do. And so I'm gonna build my next thing. I know I was working in this one section, but when you hear stuff, you gotta go with it. So that's how I get to go all over the place. But we're gonna build this next pattern. And my next pattern here kind of falls on, okay, up to 21. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, about 8 bars. Cool. So 8. Okay, so my pattern 1 wasn't 13. It's actually 12, like I said before. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's right. Just making sure my, okay, cool. So now we're gonna just fast forward to, and that's the thing. Sometimes when working with a DAW, and then if you want to work with a machine, it's like 2 different workflows, but you got to make it work. So in my mind, I just be doing a different million things, but because I know I've created full songs using the machine. I've created full songs using Studio One 3. I understand both of the workflows, so I just kind of collaborate them together. So and kind of make it work. So that's the thing when working with the machine, because it comes with its own software. All right, talk too much. Let's go. It's like a little. All right. Anyway, let's keep going. Browse. Come out of here and go to drums. I'm gonna check to see if I got any questions in a second. I guess the easier to make the workflow go a bit faster would be to use your keyboard, because you got to put it in keyboard mode on here. I mean, either way, doesn't matter, because it's got, these are kits that I'm going through. It's not like one sound, one sample. want to do something like that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I hit the. Okay, and that's why. The thing that sucks about this is I have to kind of record from here too, but I'm recording here. Resolution needs to change in order for that to happen. Let's see. We'll make sure that oh, okay. Let's see if we quantize that. Let's see if that works. Yep, that works. I just changed my resolution to 1/8. All right. I'm trying to see how much I can do in this short amount of time, and I am really at my max right now. It's about an hour. We are an hour in. Let's go to the drawing board to see if there's any questions that we can answer on this wonderful video. Okay. All right. Okay. No questions. I guess you guys just watching. Cool. That works too. That definitely works. If you guys are watching me on YouTube, there is a link or a button, like a yellowish icon thing. Don't don't know exactly what it looked like, but it's usually off to the left of like if you're looking at it on your iPad or iPhone or tablet device, there is a section where you can click on it and actually take you to where you can ask those questions. That's how I was getting those questions from some of the people who were asking me questions. However, sometimes I get questions elsewhere and I don't get them in time because it's not being asked through here, through this way. So I'm gonna just quickly check. Uh, Let me use my phone to see if I can see those questions. If anyone asked any in a different area. That's awesome. So cool. Now I just confirmed that I am being heard. Cool. Okay. That's pretty dope. Wow. And I'm gonna probably bring it right back up at 29. So let it fade out right there. Did I have like a bass going on? Oh my god. See, this is why I really didn't want to stream live doing stuff like this, because I have a million things going on in my head and trying not to confuse you guys. Okay, just trying to slow down. I gotta fly that in later. Let's bring in massive, because this is one of those things where synths are used heavy as well and stuff like this. Because as you heard, the drums gave me that dubstep style, you know. And I can actually put wobble basses in there if I choose to, but I don't know. I'm just gonna play around with stuff, see what I can come up with. I don't think I've pulled up massive before in Studio One yet. This is my first time. Yep. That was it right there. I think I want to put it right here. Studio One got some pretty good strings in here too. Don't get it twisted. Let's see. I'm gonna bring that up. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it again right there. So we're gonna get rid of this and this. I'm gonna pull something else from Contact, and I believe we are in the 5th channel or the 4th. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're in the 4th channel, and I want to start bringing in action string. I need some Gladden. Session strings. Um, let's go. I'm thinking brass. French horn. So sustain 2 gives me that, like that crescendo. And I just have to articulate that da, 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 in another instrument, make it stronger. French horn. Just bounce that. Bah, bah. Got to give it a tail. Now I do know one thing about Logic Pro. One good thing about their bounce part, their bouncing, it is there's a button on there that actually says bounce tail in, so it'll bounce the tail in. I'm not sure if there's something in here that allows you to do that, but so far I just been bouncing in place and I haven't um, I haven't came across something here that allowed me to do that. So I just been doing it like this. Maybe there's something in the setting. Okay. Let's see, what does that sound like? Quantize is off, way off. Not quite there yet. That's gonna probably be one of the things that sucks. Okay. I think I got it. We're gonna chop those notes. All right. Let's quantize. Let's bounce that. This is more like a synthetic sound. But don't knock it, because synthetic sounds does build, it builds and make it stronger, blending it with everything else. So let's see if we go with a trombone. I know I'm past my time. Yep. Trombone makes you strong. I just rhyme. Trombone makes you strong. Ah. Cool. So we're gonna go to our charts. Trombones are like sort of in the middle, but off a little bit to the right, according to the chart here. As far as mixing them, and I like to mix on the fly. That's my thing. Mix on the fly. Of course, that's gonna need some reverb in there. So what I would do for stuff like this, because I'm still new to the whole process, but what I was doing, I guess I could do the same thing inside of here, Studio One here. I would take my trombones and put them in the folder and put a reverb on that. Then that's sort of like the same thing as adding um, a bus to those channels. Put a reverb on there to make it kind of sound a little further away, and then the French horn will have its own folder, and that's how you would do anything actually. When you everything, all the instruments should be split up in their own individual folders, so you can process them differently like you need to, because they are different instruments and they have different techniques and different tones, different characteristics, and although they sound great now, but my goal is to make them sound as real as possible and um, make it sound wide, and just bring a you know I try to make it sound, when you look at TV, and if you got a good set of stereo entertainment system, or whatever, theaters system, or if or even if you have ever been to a theater before, when you sitting in the theater, that sound is just so rich, and it's so like, man, it it grabs you from it's like a circumference, like it grabs you all around, like your feet is in it, the tip of your hair is in it. It's like, oh my god, this is a wonderful experience. Just the sound quality and yeah, that's my goal. Everything should, you know. So yeah. All right, guys. I could be all day trying to get this to sound like something, but as you know, this is not a quick process. It's not one of those things where you just get in and just make a beat in 20 seconds and bam, there you go. Because first of all, I usually don't know where I want to go when I do stuff. I'll just come up with an idea first and then build on that and then keep going on and on and on. And usually my stuff is rather short. It's not really that long because I do stuff for a short film. So it's like short sections of a film where that is needed. You know what I'm saying? And so, and if it needs to be longer, I've I've taken a couple of them longer. But yeah, I I like it. I like what I'm doing. I I dig it. Not really sure when I will be able to finish it, but working inside of Studio One is definitely something that I'm gonna stick to, because like I said, I was doing everything in Logic, but Studio One is pretty cool. It's just some things you have to get used to when you coming from another DAW. But how fast this thing is, like I use it for, you know, like this is my first time doing something like this, like I said before. But I've done lately all of my cues, jingles and commercial music inside of Studio One. So far it's been pretty cool because I get to use my regular third party plugins that I love, my content, my native instrument stuff, and as well as Studio One stuff. It's pretty decent. Like the stuff in there is pretty cool. Like I like it. I like it. I like it a whole lot. So that's pretty much it. That's all I want to show you guys. I wish I could have showed you more, but um, I think I think that was good. Make sure I don't have any questions, and I'm gonna see you guys next week. All right, same time, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next week I will probably blast the email or whatever. So you guys make sure you go to my website, ksound.com, KSOUNDD.com. All right, and subscribe to the website and make sure that yeah, make sure you subscribe. And all of my other links, you can follow me on Twitter, KSound. Follow me on Instagram. I am Kevin Ellip on Instagram. KEVNL. No, KEVNELIB. All right. I left out the I. So it's Kevin without the IELIB. All right. Kevin Ellip on Instagram. I'm also on SoundCloud. But like I say, you guys can go to my website, and all of the links where I am socially is on there. So as usual, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment to the video. Music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture.